What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live session with your boy Phrankleen. If you can see me, you can hear me, smash the like button. Okay. Apologies for the delay. I was having problems with my connection here, so just battling. Uh, okay, so if you're watching this as a playback, thank you for stopping by. Happy New Year once again. Welcome to 2021. I hope it's going good for you. And I hope all your desires and your goals, everything fall into place for you, okay, and for me too, and everyone else. So yeah, this one, paternity scandal, right? These story basically has been since circulation is hot at the moment. So I saw this a couple of days ago, and I've had a few people as well who brought this into to my attention and said, "Oh, Phrankleen, are you going to, talk about this and all that?" So now, as I normally do, let me say this because the gentleman at the heart of this, I'm going to share my screen in a moment and share an article and stuff because this is in like a story that was sent to me directly by someone. um, I'm going to share my views, and I'm also thoroughly aware that, unfortunately, the man at the center of this, has passed on. So I'm going to ask people, okay? I'm a reasonable man. I have nothing but love and respect for everybody. I believe we are grown ups. So I'm going to ask you respectfully. Let's be civil, all right? This isn't, I'm going to express myself anyway without filter like I normally do. But please don't hijack this for anything sinister or mudslinging or personal attacks. If you do, I may be forced to block you. Okay? Let's be civil. I respect everyone's, right of expression. So let's talk. You don't have to agree with opinions or views and stuff, but please, no personal attacks. All right? Smash the like button. So, anyways, let me share my screen so that we can all read these article together. All right. So this is paternity fraud is not a new thing, or paternity scandals, but this one is a whole nother level, man. These stories are out there because a few days ago when I was on a live stream on here talking about how some women abroad in our community, how they destroy the lives of men. Some women, for some weird reasons, were blinded by their own emotions. I don't know. Maybe it's coupled with their personal experiences, but they were open arms. They had a lot to say, and I was just laughing on the inside. Hey, mom, because these are, whether you like it or not, regardless of how you think you're feeling, these are unfortunately the harsh reality of some people, a lot of men out there. I'm just an outlet, I'm just a voice who's bringing the stories because people send them to me. But you can come and bash your head against the wall because of your own unique experience with your baby daddy or your ex-partner. It's totally irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Now check this out, because it's prevalent in our share audio. So let me share my screen so that we can read through this together. So, all right. So on here, it talks about paternity scandal. FCMB is basically a popular bank in Nigeria, to probe the MD. Adam Nuru, allegedly is managing director over alleged unethical conduct. So just so you get a background into this, the First City Monument, bank has reacted to the paternity scandal involving its managing director, Adam Nuru, and a former employee with the bank, Moyo Thomas. So apparently, Moyo Thomas is basically the late gentleman's wife. It was gathered that Moyo's estranged husband, Tunde Thomas, 45, died 2 weeks ago from a heart attack after battling with depression upon discovering that the 2 children from their marriage were allegedly fathered by the FCMB boss. Those are the 2 children, but I really don't want to make emphasis on their, images. You can go check the link of the blog yourself and look at their images if you want. Now, 1 second. According to the report by the deceased friend, Moyo has resigned from FCMB and traveled to the US with the 2 children, ostensibly on holiday, from where she informed Tunde that he was not the biological father of the children. Tunde Gentle, as he was fondly called, was said to have suffered, stroke, unfortunately, after the shocking revelation. Of course, he later recovered and slowly began to pick up the pieces of his life. He was set to remarry and had invited friends to his introduction ceremony slated for December 26th, 2020. Sadly, Tunde collapsed and died on December 15 when he got home from work. Autopsy reports put the cause of death as heart failure. He was buried 30th of December 2020. A petition online, people set up a petition on change.org with nearly 2,000 signatories. Have called for the sacking of the FCMB managing director. This is a case of gross misconduct based on ethical grounds and on unjustifiable economic oppression by the elite Adam Nuru against the underprivileged in the society. The managing director has been doing everything possible to sweep this case under the carpet. We implore the Central Bank of Nigeria as the apex regulator and the board of FCMB to investigate this for integrity of the bank and Nigerian banking industry. So reacting to the allegation statement, So the bank basically said, they were going to look into this. So this is the image of the gentleman, Mr. Tunde Thomas, who was sadly, passed on. That's him right there. So may his gentle soul rest in peace. Okay. So that's it. That's image from the gentleman's obituary, who has sadly lost his life. So that's pretty much. The rest is just it's just administrative stuff. It's quite lengthy, but I've put a link of the article in the description of the video. You can go read the entirety in your own time, but you get the gist, right? So let's go back. So you get the gist, right? So, man. So like I was saying, a few days ago when I was on the live stream, when I was talking about how some women take it upon themselves to destroy the lives of a lot of innocent men, right? Like I was saying earlier, some women were up in arms. They had a lot to say. They said, oh, Phrankleen, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. I ignored them. They're blinded by emotions. It's just a display of selfishness. And from some women, it was a just pure display of selfishness and disdain for men, regardless of what your background is. Now, look at this, man. I'm a dude myself, man, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend. Man, my jaw hit the ground when I read through the stories and numerous sources and all that. Never mind the bank doing their own investigation. Trust me, man, I'm not even bothered. That's totally irrelevant. That's the FCMB bank. That's the guy, the managing director's employer, right? So basically trying to find grounds if they need to sack him or not, if he needs to get his benefits. For me, in the grand scheme of things, that's totally irrelevant. Let's talk about Mr. Tunde, the man that has unfortunately died due to slipping into depression, who is a victim of circumstance, and also, of course, the innocent children. So this is what I'm saying, right? There can never, because I read so many comments, and you're not going to be surprised, because some women, very selfish women, right, unreasonable, I'd call them, in the midst of all this, they were trying to explain away. Tell me, man, how can you try to navigate away from a black and white evidence? You're basically desperately trying to find justification for paternity fraud. These are the same women that will that will these are the same women that you're going to bang on about. Oh, if men were basically, if a man was to wander off and go put his genital into another woman's, sugar wall, it's one of the worst things you can do to a woman. You can bang on about it. This is where the coin, the statement, men are trash. But this woman, whosoever this woman is absolutely trash. Because what I do not understand is why would you latch onto this brother's life? Why would you stay married to him? So if you're going to be smashing the bank's managing director, or you want to be second wife, because I can assure you, I guarantee that that man, judging by his age and look, he has his wife and perhaps grown-up children at home. But then he's got this woman on the side that he's been having an affair with. And she was in a sunken place. Everything was rosy. She was enjoying the affair. Banged you up twice, and then you pinned those children on an innocent man. This is why I keep telling people, man, whether you like it or not, paternity fraud is deeply rooted in our community. My God. When I started the Say It Like It Is segment, back in 2019, I remember if I go look back in some of my videos there when I started it, the talk show here, I remember I did a couple of, kind of similar stories back then, which has to do with paternity frauds. In fact, interestingly, there was a gentleman that also sent me the link to this story last night. And then I replied him that, hey man, I actually want to talk about this today. And then he kind of gave me a snapshot of what happened to his older brother in the States. Said his brother, right? The brother's wife, they've been married for years. They got 4 children. At least that's what the man believed. They've been married from back home in Africa. They both moved to America. They got 4 children, right? So one of the children, I digress. One of the children developed health problems, right? Had medical complications and stuff. So basically, in running from pillar to post, trying to take care of the child that was having medical issues, right? That basically opened kind of worms, because the man didn't have any reasons to maybe doubt paternity or anything like that. So something happened to one of the children who was bedridden at the time, and in Texas, in the USA. So the hospital had to do some blood tests, blah, 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 here and there. And then they pulled the man to the side, and then, doctors already knew. And then they were saying there wasn't any DNA correspondence. Do you know what I mean? So from the paternal point of view, and then he burst into a major argument with them. How dare you? Blah, 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 blah. What are you insinuating and stuff? And then they say, hey, Mr. Whatever, calm down. This and this and this and this. If you're not happy, you can go get a second opinion about this. But this is what we've seen, this and this and this. The long and short was, these opened a major can of worms. The man discovered that 2 of the 4 children don't even belong to him. And the worst part? This brother that sent me the email said they've separated, the whole marriage is collapsed. You can imagine, right? Said that woman till date has absolutely refused to divulge who the true father of those 2 children are. One of them, 12-year-old. The second, 9-year-old. As far as I'm concerned, man, it's the height of evilness. So a woman that can do that, because check this out, right? This person that you believe to be your wife, they lay with you, they cook, they feed you, or you feed them. You exchange bodily fluids. You make love to them. You believe your souls are tied and bonded, right? Imagine they get butt naked with you in bed. They look at you in the face, and time again, they look at you dead in the eyes. They profess their love. I love you, baby. I love you so much. You're the love of my life. That's a murderer right there. And they know that those children don't even belong to you, man. I mean, I'm desperately trying to see the difference between a woman like that and an assassin or a murderer, somebody who is capable of killing. Such persons can, they said this. I mean, from the story you heard me, the gentleman suffered stroke. Of course, man. I've heard a story of someone who discovered that one of his 3 children, he discovered that one of them, the firstborn, doesn't even belong to him. And you know when he discovered? He discovered when he turned 63. At 63, you are evidently in the evening part of your life. What happened? Shock. Man suffered heart attack, died. Died. Dead, gone. The bit that, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, look, and pretend like maybe I'm new to this type of stories, but I'm just basically giving my own, point of view on this. Why is it that you latch onto the lives? This is why I use the word innocent men. And that's why I'm saying some of these women, some of you women that are watching me, man, I don't know who you are. Several people are watching this. It's the height of wickedness. It's the height of wickedness. It's just plainly evil. 2 children. I'm not saying one is okay, but so she was reaping the benefits of, material gains, monetary gains, providing sexual satisfaction to the managing director, allegedly, and whilst destroying the life and existence of the innocent man that you latched onto. I can imagine in the front end, the wider society would look at that, you and that man juxtaposed, and say, oh, that's your husband, that's your wife. Yo, there's a 500 plus of you watching. Can I respectfully ask that you like this video? Please hit the like button. Let's gain traction. Share this. So this takes me to this point, right? Because somebody else this afternoon, a woman that I'd seen this story, said, oh, Phrankleen, I hope you're going to talk about this and stuff. And I replied that, yep, I am going to talk about this today, interestingly. And then she was like, oh, I was having a bit of a back and forth with my sister about these, palaver. And so my sister's boyfriend, who's also aware of this story, her sister's boyfriend then said to her that if should they get married, he is within his right to carry out paternity test. So this woman who emailed me, her younger sister is up in arms. She's angry. She's pissed off. And the usual template of response is, oh, here we go. Oh, so you don't, hey, yo, let me tell you something, man. This is advice. This is my point of view. Don't forget, you're not obligated to take it, but I'll say it anyway. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you something. Somebody's saying, however, we shouldn't leave out the fact that at birth, at times, instances, kids are swapped at birth. Occurs frequently, which doesn't not necessarily mean the lady in question cheated. Hey, yo, that's totally irrelevant, bro. That's irrelevant. That's totally irrelevant. The narrative you're trying to sell me right now is totally irrelevant. If kids get swapped at birth, it will be a sinister action of people within the healthcare system, right? Somebody has ulterior motives, you know, a negative intention, malicious intention for the swapping. Kids getting swapped, and then the mother unknowingly going home with someone else's child. Of course, that could play out later in life, but no. There are cases. Look at this case. The potential father of those kids has already identified. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? That's totally different, man. Let's not, you see, this is what I'm saying. Personally, you remember the name of the segment? It's called Say It Like It Is. If we're not going to talk about it, let's not talk about it at all. Let's not go around and fence. Let's not go around on the edges. And I'm not interested in banging out excuses, man. Don't. Paternity fraud is unbelievably heightened in the black community, man. It's at the same level as the clouds. You understand me? There are men, I can assure you, that are aware, but sometimes for some people out of shame. What would they say? You know, because of shame, the inability, the courage, the lack of the courage to be able to face, you know, the wider society. How would people see me? What would people say? You know, it's devastating to just suffer in silence. It's prevalent. They're very evil, satanic women that do these things. It's on the, let me tell you, man, let me be fair. Let me strike a balance here. This type of behavior is on the same level as a man that comes abroad and say, oh, baby, oh, I like you. You know the man has no papers, all right? You fall in love with him. That's the mistake you made as a woman, right? I'm making an example here. You fall in love with him, and then you know, you decide to help him to get his papers because you believe that you found a genuine man that you can build your life and family with. And then the man gets his papers, and then down the line, after knocking you up and making you have 1 or 2 or 3 children, you then realize that this charlatan actually has a fully blown wife somewhere on the motherland, African continent. He's already got 2 grown-up children that he's been desperately trying to slip into the US or the UK or Germany or whatever. So that's why some women, they get out of their way to carry out what I call retaliatory actions. They're not going to let you get away with it. They'll make sure they destroy your papers. They make sure if they can get you incarcerated or get you arrested or something like that, they will make sure they pay you back. Some even go to the extent of diabolical means to pay you back. It's understandable because it's not fair to play checkers with people's lives. Some will selfishly justify it as, oh yeah, he's trying to sort himself out because he's trapped abroad. Most of the time, you're at fault. You was abroad with the wrong visa and stuff. You lie to someone, you shatter their lives, you gain access into their sugar wells, they open their soul to you, you make them procreate with you. All of that so you can bring your wife in and the children in Africa. You basically use someone else. And then we act surprised when the person comes after you with a sledgehammer, figure of speech, or perhaps even physically. Phrankleen, why are you passionate about these kind of topics with China is taking over African countries? Hey, yo, for life, Esther, listen, man, let me respond to you. Phrankleen, why are you why are you passionate about this type of topic, man? I can be passionate about any topics that I want, okay? This is my platform. And if you do not understand that these type of topics affect us as a collective unit of black people, then if you don't like it, go watch something else. Respectfully, please don't come here and tell me what topics I should do or what I should talk about. That's when you start to get patronizing, all right? You can go watch something else. Please don't come here, man. Don't tell me what to say or what not to say. You don't understand the severity of this. That right there is a statement that's deeply rooted in selfishness and also ignorance. All right? You don't understand, man. Because you think what? It's just something trivial. Why should you bother? Of course. I think that says a lot about you, man. I talk about, I talk about whatever I want to talk about, man. These topics are very important. So what would I say, man? If you're a brother, you're dating someone. Of course, I would advise that you do things reasonably. Don't just hound your partner wrongly, all right? But if you feel deeply in your heart that you want to do paternity test, sit with your partner. Just like, let me tell you, man, like for those of you that belong in churches and stuff, this has been going on for ages. Let me tell you, man, there are some churches in Nigeria, for example. If you go to your pastors and say, "Oh, I myself and such are dating, would like to get married," they'll tell you to go and they'll tell you to go and do like HIV tests, medical tests. Like in a sense, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let's call a spade, man. Because let me tell you the truth, man. You might like a brother. Oh, you like him? He's so cute. He's gorgeous. He's got dimples. Oh, he's educated. Blah 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 blah. If the guy goes, you go with him to a clinic and they come back out and tell you that he's HIV positive, I'm sure you're going to fly over the fence and run for your dear life. That's facts, man. So why not? If people want to do paternity tests, go and do it. Just so you know. Somebody say you imply she's a cheater by asking for paternity test. You know what, man? I'm not even going to attend to that. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So let me give you an example in response to that. Forget what you are implying. It depends. It's the way that you put this conversation across. This is not like, hey, yo, look, man, look. I need to do paternity tests on those kids because the way you're moving around, man. Look, hey, look. I think you might be. Hey, yo, come on, man. Anybody will get angry if you approach them like that. Let me give you an example. So one of my friends a few years ago met this lovely lady, right? Here in the UK. They met at a house party, all right? There was a bit of chemistry. And they started talking. They started chatting, they exchanged numbers and stuff. Guess what? It turns out the lady works for the NHS here in the UK in the health services, right? She works as a pediatrician. For those of you that know, right? This is somebody who has worked her way to the top and all that. And she sat the brother down, my friend at the time, and said, look, before we get into making love and all that, start exchanging bodily fluids and stuff, can we have, blood tests and all that stuff? So we both know that the coast is clear before we can then start getting sexually active. Now, I remember at the time when the dude told me, and I tell you, man, my response was, big deal. She works in the health sector. You can understand, apart from the fact that given the nature of a job, there is nothing wrong with that. So if you've been having a plethora of unprotected sex, then of course, deep down inside, you'll be concerned, innit? So she says to you that, before we can start having sex, she likes you, she's into you. Let's both go to a clinic and go have blood tests so that both minds are clear. Then after that, you can pound me to dust. After that, I can bust my legs wide open. You can spin me, bang me through the window before I touch the ground floor. You can smash me back up the stairs. You can turn me over on the backside of the car. You can put me on the washing machine and blaze through my sugar walls. That's nobody's business. You can enjoy yourselves then. At least you know that both the couple, both of you're on the same page. Now, if you want to take offense, that's on you. The question is, Why would you take offense? So presentation matters. Presentation is key. If you want to use this argument of, you want to, what are you insinuating by, asking for paternity test? It might just be convenient for people to go their separate ways then. Now. There's no reasonable man that wants to find out in their 50s, in their 40s, in their 60s, in the evening part of their life, that one or two children that they've raised, that you've committed a truckload of money, time, emotion, you've bonded with, like your own. And then you discover 15, 20 years later that they don't even belong to you. There's a difference between if you meet someone and they're a single mom and they already have a child from a relationship or kids and you want to get to them, you're going into that relationship, into that union, knowing fully well these are your stepchildren, and you have, as an adult, have willingly chosen to adopt them as yours and raise them as part of the unit. Does that make sense? Come on, man. Let's talk about it, man. Get people telling me what are you insinuating? Are you joking? What do you mean? What are you insinuating, man? Let me tell you, man. You can meet someone tonight as a woman. Have you ever stopped to? I know there's a lot of clever people watching this. I'm just giving you examples here, man. Imagine you meet a man, dude's handsome, educated, well articulate, and then you start to talk to them and all that. And before you know, one thing leads to another, emotions flying, you connect, you're adult, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing leads to another. Before you know, you are smashing, right? Imagine if you then find out that you got HIV from the geezer. What do you do then? It's irreversible now. Wouldn't you have wished to be able to turn back the hands of time and to have found out and talk to your legs? Go yadan, go sare kaba kaba. This is not even gender specific. I'm just giving an example, right? So don't come at me with, what are you insinuating? This is what I'm saying, that the way a conversation happens, right? It's like this. Take, for example, you're trying to get a Canadian permanent residency, right? You're trying to go to Canada from Nigeria or Ghana. The Canadian government, do you know how many Africans are in Canada, right? So you have to write the IELTS, English Proficiency Examination, right? Does that make sense? Now, on top of all that, when you get into the pool, and should you be successful in the process of your application, wanting to migrate to Canada, I'm going somewhere with this. The Canadian authorities, this is not aimed at you personally. This is a standard that they set in place. They will then ask you to go and do blood test, medical examination at their own designated health center. Am I lying? Common sense sisters, you live in Canada. People are on here. They know exactly what I'm saying. Your black behind is desperately wants to migrate abroad. Are you then going to say, oh, so how dare Canada try to patronize me and suggest, what are they insinuating by asking me to go do medical examination? So basically they have a preconceived, oh no. The long and short of that is, should you fail the medical examination, if that uncovers the fact that you are HIV positive, they will slam you back. You're not coming into Canada. with your HIV. Because why? Canada has enough Canadian citizens and permanent residents on their medical database that they are currently treating for HIV. What are you talking about, man? So how is it any different? People would willingly, if you're traveling, you're in Nigeria, you want to go to Canada, right? If they said, oh, go and do, in fact, the moment they write to you to go and do your medical test, that's a signal that you are halfway through the process. Because if they don't want you in Canada, they're not going to ask you to go do medical tests. It costs them money, right? My friend found out two-thirds of 3 kids were not his after the DNA test required for immigration to America. Sheesh! Sheesh! My goodness. There you go. So if you got nothing to hide, fam, look at that, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. My friend found out 2 of his 3 children. Just go and price my casket. Dead body. God damn. Two-thirds of 3 kids were not his after the DNA test required for immigration to America. There you go. There you go. This is what I'm saying to you, man. Oh, yes. Thank you. Slayer Jam. Immigration DNA tests have exposed a lot of lying women. Yes. Now, has the immigration DNA testing, has that stopped thousands of people from going to Canada or the USA? Has it stopped them? There you go. There are more and more people that are applying on a daily basis. Smash the like button, man. There are so many people that have been exposed because you know why? It makes sense. So if I take my wife and then we show up with 4 children or 3 children or 2 children to the Canadian authorities and they say, oh, hello, Mr. Phrankleen, hello, Mrs. Victoria, who are these lovely bundle of joy? Oh yeah, these are our children. Oh, marvelous. Imagine if Canadian or US authorities simply just have to accept every child and everybody just on face value. That would be absolutely catastrophic. That's why they have a system in place to weed out the liars. And also, what runs concurrently in that process is it also helps weed out child trafficking. Because some people might just take other people's children. You might have stolen other people's children. You might have kidnapped someone else's child. Taking someone else's child from Ghana or Nigeria without the consent of the parents, trying to slide them into Canada. So Canada might be taking part. They might, unbeknown to the Canadian authorities, might be providing a platform for child trafficking. That's why it's important to verify DNA to know that, okay, for this couple, these are definitely their children. Because when they check, they're going to ask questions. How come there isn't any fatherly connection with, the father and this 3rd child? So who is this child's father? And then the moment those type of complexities come out of the can, the authorities would want to remove themselves from that bundle of nonsense. They might, for that reason, just detach themselves from the process and say, you know what, for now, I wish you all the best with your future. Go deal with your baggage of palaver. And they might just cancel that application. So how much more you're in a relationship? So, oh yeah, what are you insinuating? Insinuating about? It's bad enough, unbeknown to you, to raise another man's children. You've adopted them as yours, unbeknown to you. And then imagine you work through your human life and then you leave inheritance to someone else's bloodline. Do you get what I'm saying? Some of these women are so evil, man. This is what I'm saying, that I mean, these things are alarming, but unfortunately, the justice system is virtually the same. It's the same across the globe. Is rigged against men. I think. Let me tell you something, man. I'm keeping it 100. Should you be found wanting, should you be found guilty of paternity fraud? Thank you. Let me see, man. Mo Hader. Any man that knowingly sleeps with a woman who is married and happens to know a husband, believe is infatuated with the husband D, if you really think about it. Okay. Who are these people disliking the video? Well, I think the people disliking the video, we know them. Mm-hmm. The ones giving other men's children to their current husbands. On Joe Labi, I'm sure they're burning deep down inside. They don't like the tone of what Phrankleen is saying, so they thought they will give Phrankleen a couple of thumb downs. Why? Why are you angry? You know those ladies. You know. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Gina, what's up, sis? I see you. So yeah. Peter, man, I grew up around the General Hospital in Nigeria. Baby swap was common in the late 80s. Yes. Let's talk about that very quickly. Now, of course, I understand that. Baby swapping, like the brother said earlier. But there's a reason why I'm trying to create a distinction between that. Baby swapping is prevalent. You're absolutely right. In the sense that it's usually a case of maybe some people, their own baby might have come out of the womb with some form of disability, malnourished, or some kind of problem or complications, or maybe they wanted a boy and then they had a girl, and then maybe the mother was passed out or something, right? There was always some sinister reasons for those actions, baby swapping and all that. And the people at the heart of things like that are usually the unscrupulous medical staffs. And of course, if a mother, your child was swapped and you're genuinely unaware, I'm aware that you can go home raising someone else's child as yours, and maybe they then grow up, the man then finds out, and you know, it blows back in your face because people are going to believe that you might have gone to provide unscrupulous access, to your sugar walls by laying down with another man, which isn't the case. But for the most part, the paternity fraud, for the benefit of these topics, the paternity fraud that I'm banging on about, I'm talking purely about the women that are knowingly smashing another man. Knowingly, they know that someone else has left their spunk in them. They would pin the baby or the children, in this case, on an innocent man. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's not mix them up. We're talking about deliberate actions. If you're a victim of circumstance, like baby swapping, I mean, that's totally different. You're talking about women that allow someone else, you're knowingly having another man pound you to dust. You gave the pregnancy, your husband is not going to know. It's just the fluid. So the geezer, the geezer at the office, right? He's left whatever in you, And then the other one too is leaving. Hey, it's murky, man. Danny, Solaya, man, you don't share. You don't share now. My time out. Behave out there. Let me read some of your comments, man. The long and short is, man, look, if you're a man, you're watching this, you want to do your verifications for your own peace of mind, feel free, but know how to have the conversation with your women. Because let me tell you, man, you see, with the sporadic growth of social media, let me put this out there. If you're a woman and you find yourself in a situation where, Dre, some women are bado, give it to them. Dre, Sean, thank you for the super chat, bro. Look, man, if you're a woman, if your man approaches you, you know you have a clear mind, right? I would suggest don't hold onto that and say, oh, you don't trust me and stuff. Presentation matters. And if you're a man, don't present this in a manner where you are patronizing your partner, like, oh, I don't trust you. Because, okay, in light of all this content, like I was talking about internet growth, all of these contents, it's going to trigger people's minds. Some people might already have doubts in their mind, but they haven't got the balls to go make it happen. And let me tell you something, man. A man can go secretly have a DNA test without your knowledge. If he knows maybe you're going to be combustive about it, he might go behind your back. What if it opens can of worms? And there you go, man. If you pastor, landlord, boss, and that brother with muscles down the streets are all suspects if you're a struggling man with no cash in Nigeria. Let me tell you, man, I think that's life in general. That's not specific to Nigeria. I gotta give it to you. That's life in general, man. Sadly, if a woman finds a justification to go lay with someone else, she go lay with someone else, she go lay with someone else. It's not really unique to Nigeria, man. You can be here in the UK, you can be in the US, you can be in Texas in the US. You've gone to your 14-hour shift, and your woman finds the justification to bust it wide open to another brother. They get the pound her to dust. I mean, there are a plethora of reasons. It might be because the relationship is already dead because women are emotional by nature. Maybe you might have been, your own actions might have been a contributory factor to why the whole fire in the relationship died. That's just one side to it. It's multifaceted. But there are some women, just like you have men, that however nice a woman is to them, will still go and misbehave. There are women, it doesn't matter if you are the best dad in the world. Buy her flowers every day. Take her to Dubai. Spend time with her. Serve her breakfast in bed. If she gets the chance to pull her knickers to the side with the guy in the post room or the guy that makes coffee for the guy that makes tea in her office, they will pound her to dust. What am I trying to say? It's inbuilt. So nobody really has the ability to tie anyone down. If somebody keeps it 100 with you, it's an internal decision from that person, and we should salute them. You dig? If somebody keeps it 100 with you and they wouldn't bust their legs wide open to someone else, they keep it 100. You should try to do the same, really. So nobody has the ability, man, to keep anyone. You can tick all the boxes. You can be the best woman in the world. Let the man wake up with a morning wood, give him the best BJ, bust the sugar walls wide open, get the morning shots in, kiss him, get the best breakfast, come up with the best business ideas, operate the best investment portfolio, be the best mom. If the guy is going to bang Claudia at the office, it will bang Claudia at the office. And vice versa. You dig? It's not gender specific, man. That's why the society always say, oh, if you know, that's why there's a movement where you have some men going their own way. Because some men just believe to pump and dump women. There's a movement. There are people like that. Like they would never get with you to try to say relationship because they've been burnt. There are some men that believe that just the way I'm talking alone, they would call me a simp because they've been burnt. This is why I was saying in my previous this is why my previous what do you call it, man? My previous live stream, I was talking about men abroad that women, good men actually, that some unscrupulous women have done dirty. Facts. Facts only, man. Do you get what I'm saying? May the gentle soul of that brother rest in peace, man. It's absolutely heartbreaking. So I need you to know, man, you see, fam, this whole relationship thing, let me end up on this. Look, man, I'm going to simplify it. Yes, you get from it whatever you put into the box. But at the same time, if you look at it closely, nobody has the ability to control anyone. Even, you know those, even for that's why I laugh at men here in the diaspora, in the black community, that maybe you bring that's where the idea of some men, you go back home to Africa, you go get a woman under the foolish mindset that, oh yeah, let me bring her from the village because, oh, she's not going to know much. As soon as she breathes the air in the West, the eyes pop open. Boop. Oh, this is life. Women have a lot of rights. Marvelous. So you want to tell her, I don't want you to be friends with this person. No, you can't go to your friend's house. No, you must not drive. You're joking. That's when the horns will come out. That's what I'm saying. So the premise of all of those things, you're hoping that when you can keep that woman within the confines that you created in your head and are trying to bring into the physical, that's when you have a peace of mind. You're joking. If the woman is worried that because she knows you're a violent man, she cannot physically confront you, she would do everything. See, women can be very deadly. She would do everything around you. She would keep it down and nice. You come home from work. Oh, the pounded yam is on the table. Oh, she's busy doing the laundry. Oh, the children are doing their homework. Oh, she's not going anywhere. You feel good in yourself. It might just be the Amazon delivery driver that came to deliver the laptop that you, foolish man, bought from Amazon. He knocks on the door. Good morning. Good morning, madam. Is Mr. Additional at home, please? Oh, sorry, that's my husband. And then it's just a case. Oh, hi. Oh, madam, you got such an amazing smile. Anyway, would you sign for the parcel? And then something clicks from that point, and it's you've never told her that she's got an amazing smile. The Amazon driver, right? The pipe in the brother's trouser, the third leg, is actually touching his ankle. You know what I mean? You, the abuser, your belly is covering over 80% of your tiny winky. You think, I'm controlling it. I was the one that brought you to the US. I brought you to the UK. Or there. The Amazon delivery driver stands at the door. He said, okay, I better be on my way. You've got such an amazing smile. Said, stop it. Thank you. Your son. Also, you normally deliver in this area. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, is that your children? Yeah, I've got 2 kids. My husband finishes at 7. He gets home about 8. From there, dude is driving past. Pim, pim. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Can I get your number? I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, because I really don't give my number out, 077 431, and then you have WhatsApp, right? Oh, hi, how are you? How's your day going? It does video call. Wow, you are behind the wheel is driving. How many deliveries have you got? I'm actually 6 streets away from you. If you want, it's up to you. I can just stop for 30 minutes just for a cup of tea. My children are trying to sleep upstairs. Our heart is pounding. You, every day you give her grief. You treat her like a doormat. The moment the Amazon driver steps his foot into the hallway, is game over. Oh my foya yama yama. Facts only. And this is crazy because you know what's funny? The flip side of emotion. This is a woman that has internalized bitterness, suppressed emotion. She's in a bad place. You see, it's like a coin. The flip side of that emotion is the sugar rush. God damn. The Amazon guy has a lot more parcels to deliver, right? So he hasn't got time to go lay on the bed upstairs and all that. Push her on the worktop, man. He runs his finger through the curves, the lines, bites the neck, the kisses and all that, rips the knickers apart. The rest is history, man. That woman will tear through the jungle to get some more. You think I'm BSing, right? You go home, keep beating that woman, yeah? Man, that brother gets in there, rams your wife's head towards the microwave on the worktop, puts in the smacks, bang, 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 even if it busts a nut in 4 or 5 minutes. Woof, woof. Hot sex, man. The woman's brain will fold back into the back of her head about 10 times. Don't shut in. You see, if that woman starts to chat to that, look, man, let me slow down. And then here you are on your phone. Hello, is my pounded yam ready? If I get to that house and my pounded yam is not ready, I will deal with you. Foolish man. Foolish man. You deal with all the 4 year well and yama yama. What's wrong with you, man? There's a reason I had to go in the direction of brothers. You see what I did there, right? It's like a reverse psychology type thing. You see what I did there, man? I'm just trying to let you know, man. You think it's a joke? It's really not that hard for someone else to gain access into your woman's sugar walls, man. Doesn't make the woman less of who she is. Doesn't necessarily mean she's a slag. Keep treating her like crap. No. Keep treating her. Keep applying your toxic African mentality. Keep deceiving yourself, man. They will be pounding your wife on the worktop. You can just hear some distant sound whilst you're at work. I can hear the sound from the distance. Woo! You get the gist, right? Okay, I hope you get the gist. We hope people receive wisdom. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm just trying to say, get your shit together, man. And all men must read no more Mr. Nice Guy. Phrankleen is talking from experience. Onishe Kushe. You know what? Let me end on this. You see, all this, what really makes, I think the society has misdirected a lot of us. And I'm not sat here telling you I am epitome of knowledge. But the society has fine-tuned their mind that you need a Range Rover Sport. Like, basically, we are fixated on materialism to be able to successfully have a good soul-to-soul tie, a bond in a relationship with whatever partner you choose. No. Material things are great. They spice things up. I'm not saying they are bad. If you have enough bread and you wanted to surprise your woman, buy her a 4x4 car, great. If you wanted to take her to Dubai, let's go to Dubai on holiday for 2 weeks or for 1 week. That's great. If you want to fly business class. But let me tell you, man, you can spend £5,000 on a business class flight. You can take your woman to a hotel room in Dubai, $500 a night. You can buy her the best diamond, and the guy that will pound that woman to dust, some guy that works in a local grocery store, man, whose weekly salary is not enough to even buy your brake pads on your car. Facts only. So this idea of trying to make people as your property or shitting on them, you get the gist, man. So to close up on the whole paternity thing, man, brothers, if you're watching this, if your mind ain't clear, do what you gotta do, man. If you want to do your checks, go do your checks, man. It's best you find out sooner than later, man, so you don't end up having a heart attack, losing your life, getting cut short. That's all I'm trying to say, man. Rest in peace to that brother, man. If you're in the confines of a relationship, like I said, do it normally. If you have, yeah, it's just, and I know somebody might say, Phrankleen, if I call my woman and I say, I want to have paternity test, all hell will break loose, she's going to get combustive and blah, 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 blah. I get that, man. I'm not going to tell you this is exactly how you should approach it. Figure out what to do, man, because it's one of the worst things. You've seen it, man. A lot of people die. People don't emphasize on it, man. There are good women out there. Likewise, there are good men, but there are bad women. There are some women, even when they get caught, they want to bomb along when they've been caught out, they will be all up in your face like, yes, so what? It happens here in the West. You coming from work, you find your woman in bed with your younger brother or your cousin, busting her legs wide open. She knows. You know what she's going to do right there and there to protect herself, because she knows that it's going to be like World War III in that room. All hell will break loose, understandably so. You know what she's going to do? She's going to call the police because she needs to protect herself. And then your emotion will run to the brain. You're going to be like, because she has to protect herself. And then she might even flip the story on you and then use the whatever it's available to take whatever and then shield herself. There are women that do that. Some of them, if they get caught, I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean to. Forgive me. Now, that's a totally different conversation. There are some of them, when you catch them, that's when the horns grow even longer. And they come after you, man, as a form of rebuttal. What happened to you women? Damn. What's that, man? No disrespect. Majority of women are unbelievably selfish. That's a blanket statement. How should go always busting her heart, pounding her brain, turning to mush. That's me done. Let's do better, man. This is all I'm gonna say, man. Let me say this. I don't know, but if you have someone that you're doing whatever with, why don't you leave that man alone and go without your other man? Don't destroy the lives. Stop destroying the lives of innocent men. I think they should put it into law that women that run paternity frauds, they should be jailed. If there is a law where I don't buy a move, you be jailed for like 20 years. I think it would drop. Well, 20 years, depending on the complexity of the situation, man. You know what I mean? Thank you. This is like my favorite line. Mineral beauty. Thank you. Women cheat as much as men. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. This whole idea of is all these Chinese whispers. Oh, men are worse. Oh, women are better. This and this and this. The simplistic analysis of this is if somebody keeps it 100 with you, do your best. Try your best to keep it 100, man. Nobody's perfect. People have their shortcomings, but don't take them for granted, because should they turn back against you, the retaliatory action might be something that will take you out completely. That's me done, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Please like the video and share the videos. Send me your stories to foodchannel1960@gmail.com. Look in the descriptions below. It's your boy Phrankleen. Phrankleen, a friend's hubby requested one and she agreed. Result was okay, but she ended that marriage. Well, yeah, some women will do that. She knows that she's not done anything wrong. So because you ask her for paternity test, she will let you do it. She will let it run its course. But in her mind, that relationship is over. I think men shouldn't be deprived of the right to demand for paternity test, given the scale of paternity frauds. But of course, how you present it, how you lay out the conversation is key. Don't talk to her with preconceived notions. Don't criminalize her without evidence. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's me done, man. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Please like the video and share. Peace out.